Welcome to Hire Power, the show where we cut through the noise and get real about hiring. I'm Kim Frost, founder of Frost Connections, and after 25 plus years in the search industry, I've seen what works and what absolutely doesn't. If you're a founder, CEO, VP, or HR leader who's tired of bad hires and ready to build a team that actually fits your culture and vision, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. What's in a title? Let me tell you one of my biggest pet peeves, and that's right after people asking me about salary before they even know about the job. Titles, titles, titles. Let me tell you what, they're free. They're meaningless outside your current company, and yet they're the reason so many professionals miss out on life-changing opportunities. Because here's the truth. A title is just a label. It tells you almost nothing about the scope, influence, or impact of a role. A vice president in one company might have a team of 200 and run a $200 million budget. A vice president somewhere else might oversee 2 people and a conference room. It's the same across industries. I've seen managers with no direct reports and coordinators who are actually running multimillion-dollar projects. I've even seen chiefs with almost no decision-making authority and analysts making strategic calls that impact the entire company. And this isn't just my opinion. LinkedIn did a survey showing that 70% of professionals have turned down a job opportunity without ever learning the full scope of the role. And the number one reason? The title didn't sound senior enough. That's 70% of people potentially walking away from a better role, better pay, and a better future because of 2 or 3 words on a business call. And one of my favorite all-time hires proves my point. We had a long-term client over 10 years. They didn't have VP titles. Their most senior leaders were called directors, and in reality, those directors were really partners in the firm. They were high-level decision makers. They were owners, but you never know it from their business cards, and you would never know it if you saw the job posted somewhere. When we go to market, we only target passive candidates, the people who aren't actively looking but are smart enough to keep their eyes and ears open. Research shows that's where career advancement often happens. Even if the role itself isn't the right fit, you walk away knowing more about the market, the going rates in your field, and you've made a new connection that could pay off later. For this particular search, I reached out to a handful of top-tier professionals, and I heard the same line over and over again. I will only consider VP level positions or above. And that's even after I explained the company didn't have those titles. They still passed. But then there was one candidate who didn't care about the title. They cared about the growth, the leadership, the culture. And by the way, this was a brand new position with the chance to build an entirely new geography from the ground up, hire and mentor a team, and shape the market. And it could also potentially have required relocation. But this professional, they saw the long game, and they accepted. Fast forward 10 years, they built a high-performing team, expanded the company's reach, and became one of the most respected leaders in the organization. And when they retired a multimillionaire. Now, imagine if they turned me down at the first conversation because the title wasn't vice president. The odds of that career trajectory happening again, close to 0. Because great leaders understand this. A title doesn't define the opportunity. The work, the growth, and the impact do. Titles don't build wealth, careers, or legacies. Action does. If you're chasing a title instead of chasing an opportunity, you're playing the wrong game. That's it for this episode of Hire Power. If you're ready to hire smarter, connect with me at frostconnections.com or at LinkedIn at Kim Frost. And if you've got something to say about today's episode, follow the show and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, hire smart, lead better, and remember, how you hire is who you become. See you next week. No fluff, just better hires.